What's up, beautiful people? I'm the Quaint Boss, and on today's episode of the Quaint Pursuit, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can become a fashion designer and start your own fashion brand. This is coming from someone, myself, who has 5+ years experience in fashion designing. I did not go to college for fashion designing, and I don't think it's necessary for you to have a degree in order to be a fashion designer. At the end of the day, talent speaks for itself, and if you're really gifted at what you do, if you're excellent at sewing, excellent at designing things, then you are on the right path, and nobody's gonna ask you, where's your degree, when they see all the amazing pieces that you're making. Once you are excellent at what you do, it doesn't matter whether or not you have a degree. So my hope is that you feel inspired to start where you are and get started with that fashion brand. Trust me, if you have a vision for some form of accessory or some form of garment or shoes, whatever it is, then put it out there. You don't have to be afraid. Now, first of all, who is a fashion designer? A fashion designer is anyone who takes the liberty of creating a specific design or concept based on colors, patterns, shapes, choice of garments, meant to be worn in a fashionable way. So this could include clothing, shoes, accessories such as bags, hats, jewelry, whatever it is. Once you create something that's meant to be worn in a fashionable way, you can be considered a fashion designer. There are two types of fashion designers, I would say. There's the fashion designer who designs clothing and also makes them, and there's also the fashion designer who designs the clothing and has someone else make them. Whichever one it is that you do or want to do, you are still a fashion designer. So if you design your products and you make them, then you are the designer and seamstress or tailor of that product. But if you have someone else that makes it for you, then you're really just the designer. And it's nothing wrong with making them yourself, and there's also nothing wrong with having someone else make them for you. It's all based on your own demands. Perhaps you have another job or another business, or perhaps you just don't know how to sew and all you want to do is just design stuff. In this video, I'm going to give you 10 tips and guidelines that you can follow in order to become a fashion designer yourself. So the very first tip I have for you is to pay attention to your own specific style. I would recommend looking at the way that you already dressed, and also look at the way that the people who inspire your fashion style, look at how they dress. That could give you a nice guideline as to what your interest would be in fashion, because it wouldn't make any sense for you to be making fashion items that you are not passionate about and that you would not wear yourself. So be clear about the style that you like, be clear about what patterns you like, what colors you like, what shapes of garments you like, what types of fabric you like, what textures, that kind of stuff. And once you have a clear idea on that, you are one step closer to creating your own fashion brand. Things that you can use in order to help you to pretty much examine your own style is Pinterest. You can create mood boards there. You can check out different fashion trends and styles from different celebrities and influencers who inspire your fashion sense. You can also check out Instagram for that kind of stuff. And of course, you can go through your own gallery to see how you usually dress on a regular basis. Step number 2 is to create a niche for what you would like to provide. So when you're doing fashion, it's best to specialize in one specific thing or a narrow group. Right? So the things that you're creating could be clothing items, they could be shoes, and they could be accessories, whether it's jewelry or bags. Whatever it is that you're going to be designing, make sure that you can find a group of people who are going to be in love with those things. That's going to be your target audience. So perhaps you are making clothing for petite women or plus size women or men. Maybe you're making modest clothing, maybe you're making clothing for hippie women, bohemian women, maybe you're making cultural types of clothing like Rasta clothing, Indian wear, maybe you're making sports gear, Afrocentric pieces, Africa inspired pieces, pieces for people of color, for children, for whatever it is. Create your niche. I create Afrocentric bags, and I would like to say that my niche is for men and women who love African culture. Those are most likely people of color, people who are from the Caribbean, people from Africa, and African American people in the States. So that would be my niche. If I only created bags for women, then my niche would become even narrower to cater to only women. So what's your niche gonna be? I want to know in the comments down below. Tell me who it is that you're gonna be catering to, and what are the places they like to go to, what are the things that they like to do, because it's really good to define your target audience. Tip number 3 is to design your pieces and to have them made. Designing comes with a number of steps. First, you create the concept that you have in mind. Second, sketch that concept or have that concept sketched. Third, decide what colors you're going to use, what patterns you're going to use, what textures you're going to use, what shape you want your garment to have. Fourth, get a pattern made for that garment. You can make that pattern yourself, or you can have a professional pattern maker make it for you. I've actually shown you how to make a number of patterns here on the Quaint Pursuit. I've shown you how to make elastic waistband shorts, high-waisted shorts, leggings, joggers, spaghetti strap dress, and I have so many more pattern making videos to come. So if that sounds good to you, then check out my pattern making playlist in the description box down below. After you've made your patterns, that's where you want to have samples and prototypes made. This is where sewing comes in. So you can have a seamstress or tailor make your garments for you, or you can make them yourself. I also have sewing tutorials on this channel, so check that out in the description box as well. The reason why I call this a prototype or a sample is because I recommend testing out each garment or accessory or item that you make before actually putting it out there public to sell and for people to buy. Because if there are any issues, it would be nice for you as the creator or any testers that you have to actually pick up that problem, fix it before you put it out there on the market, so that when people buy your products, they don't have to be complaining about issues that they have found. After you have done all of that I just spoke about, we can move on to step number 4, which is all about getting more products made in different colors, different sizes, different textures, whatever it is that you're going to have. So if you're designing a pair of shoes, you want to get them made in every size that people will possibly want to buy it in. If you're going to be going on a large scale and you want to make it in every color that you could possibly think of. Same thing goes for garments, same thing goes for bags. You want to build up an inventory or stock, essentially. Being someone who actually designs and makes the products myself, I will let you know for sure that after a while, making the products yourself doesn't really work out that well anymore. It tends to become less feasible because the number of orders that you're getting grows over the years, over the months, and you are going to need to push out more products than you were before. So it's completely okay to make the stuff yourself in the first couple of years or first couple of months, but after a while, the demand is going to become so high and you will need to supply that demand. If you want to supply that demand, you're gonna have to outsource the service of having those products made. So that's something that you can keep in mind, and something I just thought I would share with you as someone who has experience in the fashion designing industry. The next step is to get a photo shoot done. You want to get photographs of your products. You want to get close-up shots of all the details, and these images are going to be very essential for your website that you're going to create. And you want to get images of people wearing your products in a lifestyle setting and perhaps a studio setting. If you can get that done, I recommend creating videos and having those videos edited in order to promote the products that you're going to be selling. Once you've done your photo shoot and all of that stuff, create an Instagram page and create a website. On your website, you're going to put up all the products that you're going to be selling so that people can buy when it's time to buy. And on your Instagram page, you're going to post images of your products by themselves and of them being worn by people. And all of that's going to be with the aim of building up a social media following and building up an energy around your brand that will make people want to go to your website. I really think it's important to tease your people. Like, let them know that something big is coming. Give them a date as to when that thing is going to be coming, and in the meantime, work on your website, work on your product line, everything. Work on getting it all together. Tease the people, promote your products, and on the final day that you're going to be launching, launch and go with a big bang. By the way, if you want to design a website for yourself, check out my video where I talk about 4 different platforms that you can use for e-commerce. Check out my video where I tell you all you need to know about designing a Shopify store and how to get more sales. Those are going to be in my Shopify playlist in the description box down below. So I literally got everything that you need here in order to start your fashion brand and secure that bag, sis or bro. Once you've done all of that and you started getting your sales, I want you to get feedback from your customers. Get feedback and see how the items are fitting them, how they look in it. If they have any constructive criticism, take that constructive criticism and use it to actually improve your brand, so that every time you're making another product after that, you can keep in mind the problem that your customers had before. Step number 8 is to get pictures of people wearing your products. That way you will have social proof so that you can post that on your Instagram page so that people will see that others are supporting your brand and your fashion clothing line. When you do that, you are also allowing other people to visualize themselves wearing your products, especially if the people who are wearing your products are people who are similar to them. It's kind of like they can now relate to what they are seeing on their screen, and I know for sure that that's something that you want. So get pictures. Step number 9 is to take as many opportunities as you possibly can to interact and collab with celebrities, influencers, and companies. So if you can enter competitions, if you can be interviewed by magazines, if you can be in fashion shows, if you can do a photo shoot with an influencer, somebody that has lots of followers on Instagram who is very known, take as many of those opportunities as possible. If you can come on a TV show or in a newspaper, take as many of those opportunities as possible, especially when you're just starting out, because you want to get your name out there. You want people to know about what you're doing, and you want to spread the word. When you work with influencers and companies, that will help you to get more eyes on your products. You get more followers, you get more sales, and you will be able to build up a portfolio of working with reputable people. Yeah. Constantly reinvest into your business. And when I say reinvest, I don't just mean reinvesting money. I mean reinvesting your knowledge as well. So of course, when you make money from your sales, you want to save some, put aside so that you can have working capital for the purpose of expansion, for buying raw materials, for paying fees, and any other emergencies that might come up. But I also recommend that you continue to get to learn new things, especially if you aren't certified at a university or college, or you've been to some online course. If you don't have any of those, it's very important for you to continue to learn. Keep on watching YouTube videos like the ones on my channel where I show you how to make clothing. Keep on reading articles. Something that was really helpful for me in my journey was working with tailors and seamstresses and fashion designers who had more experience than myself. The thing about it is that these people tend to know a lot about what they're doing because they've had so much experience, and you being someone who has less experience than them, most of them will be more than willing to teach you a few things, especially if they have the time, especially the much older seamstresses and tailors. And I recommend spending as much time as you can with people like those in the initial stages of your business. Whenever there's something that you want to learn, if you know someone that's really good at it, who's willing to teach you, then spend some time with that person so that they can teach you what you need to know. That's how you're going to learn a lot, and that's how you're going to be able to apply it to the things that you are making and to improve your skills as a fashion designer and a seamstress or tailor. So you have to get around and meet as many designers as possible and learn new things. Constantly practice, trial and error. If you get an idea to make something, make that thing. Even if you don't know how you're going to do it, try to make that thing. Perhaps once you make that thing, you'll find that, maybe I could do this way instead, maybe I can put this there instead. And even after 5 failed times, you will find that finally you will get it right. And after all of that error, after all of that mistake, eventually what will happen is that you will come to a finished product that is exactly what you want it to be. It took me 5 years to get to where I am now, and I didn't wait until I was perfect in order to start my business. And that's what I want to let you know. You don't have to start when you're perfect. You just have to get started. Okay? Don't just start your brand just for the hype. I want you to make sure that you have a strong purpose behind why you're starting it. So if you start a clothing line for children, and the purpose behind why you're starting this clothing line is because maybe you lost a child and now you're inspired to create clothing for children, that's a strong purpose that's going to make you want to keep going even when things get challenging. Because having a business, you are going to be disappointed, you are going to have challenges and difficulties, but when you have a strong purpose behind why you're doing what you do, it's going to be easy for you to just keep going even when the going gets tough. Shamelessly self-promote. Don't be afraid to promote your brand. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what your friends and family are going to say. Be shameless about promoting your brand. Create business cards that you can hand out to people when you're out at events or out anywhere at all. Wear your own products, wear your own bags, your shoes, and when people ask you about it, take that opportunity to network. Hand out business cards to people so that they can get in touch with you at a later date in order to order a piece from you, or to check out your products on your website, or to check out your Instagram page. You have to be willing to shamelessly self-promote. This is your own business, and if you are working for a company, they would have a marketing strategy and a marketing budget that they would go by in order to get people to know about the company. So it's the same way that when you have your own company, you have to take matters into your own hand and make sure that you are doing all the promotion that you need to do for your business. My question for you is, what would you like to contribute to the fashion designing space? Is it clothes? Is it shoes? Is it accessories? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll surely offer you some motivation that you need to really get started, because I believe in you and I believe that you can be so much greater than you give yourself credit for. If you watch this video all the way to the end, I want you to hit that subscribe button, click that like button, click that share button, and check out my pattern making playlist, my sewing playlist, as well as my entrepreneurship playlist. I promise everything you need to get started with your business is there. So check those out in the cards up top, as well as in the description box down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.